Good day, welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll continue with our lessons focusing on the topics jurat and acknowledgement. On your screen, you'll see our learning objectives for this session. Our learning objectives, at the end of this lecture, you will be able to explain the key differences between a jurat and acknowledgement. Next is define what a jurat is and what an acknowledgement is. Next is identify and distinguish the essential elements of both. Next, understand their legal implications and recognize their specific applications and purposes. Okay, those are the objectives we aim to achieve today. Let's move straight to our topic. What is jurat? Have you encountered this term before? A jurat in an affidavit is a crucial component that serves as a notary public certification on a document, confirming that the person signing the document personally appeared before the notary, signed it in the presence, and swore to the contents of the document. The jurat typically includes details such as when, where, and before whom the oath was sworn or affirmation was made. Here are the essential elements of a jurat in an affidavit. This is also serves as purpose of the jurat. Okay, number one, it verifies that the signer of the document appeared before the notary, was given an oath or affirmation, and signed the document in the notary's presence. In other words, the person signing the affidavit must personally appear before a notary public or some legally authorized to perform notarial acts. Ang purpose is to take an oath or affirmation before signing. That's the main purpose of a jurat. Number two, it ensures that the signed statement in the affidavit are made under oath, making them legally binding. In our previous discussion, we learned that giving a false statement under oath is considered perjury. This means that when you take an oath and sign your affidavit, you are what? You are legally responsible for everything written in it. That's why it's very important to carefully review the contents of your affidavit before signing it, because any false statement or misrepresentation in your affidavit can lead to a charge of perjury. Number three, it can be used as evidence of a sworn statement, especially in legal proceedings. Yes, after taking an oath before a notary public, your written statement becomes your sworn statement. In court, it's normal for the defense to question the documents you present. But with a jurat, there's no question about the document's authenticity. It's assumed that once you sign before a notary, everything you declare is true to the best of your knowledge. That's why a jurat is so important. Okay, let's proceed to the um, components of jurat. Number one, the jurat typically includes spaces for the affiant or the person making the affidavit and the witness to sign. Number two, it states whether the affidavit was sworn or affirmed, and includes details like the witness name, address, and qualification, often a notary public, as well as the date and place the affidavit was made and the required information, including their signature, seal, and commission number of the notary public or administering officer. In a moment, I'll show you an example of a jurat on the screen, but before that, let's first discuss its legal implications. Okay, this is now the legal implications of jurat. Okay, part of its legal implication, the signer in a jurat swears or affirms the truthfulness of the document under penalty of perjury. So, yun ang sinabi ko kanina. False statements can lead to legal consequences such as fines or imprisonment. The notary is responsible for verifying the signer's identity and ensuring that all documents are properly signed and witnessed. Next is the validity and recognition. Okay, number one, jurats are commonly found in legal documents like, you take note, contracts, affidavit, and sworn statements. A jurat requires the affiant to sign it in front of the notary. So, dili pwede kung saan-saan lang. Di ba? In essence, a jurat in an affidavit is essential for providing legal recognition, authentication of documents, and ensuring the truthfulness of the statements made in the document. Number three, it plays a critical role in legal proceedings and can have serious consequences if false statements are included. As an example, as an example, a notarized affidavit is recognized in court as an official sworn statement. But if the document is invalid, for instance, if it lacks a signature or proper notarization, it might not it it might not be accepted by courts or government offices. Okay, here is an example of jurat in an affidavit. Okay, so displayed on the screen is a simple jurat which may need to be adjusted depending on specific state requirements and the type of affidavit. The jurat should always appear at the end of the affidavit, right after the affiant's signature. The notary public or administrating officer must complete all required details including the signature, official seal, and commissioner number. So this is now the notary's public kung saan siya pipirma, no? And including his it indicates the kung kailan mag-expire ang kanyang lisensya, no? With a document number, page number, book number, series of kung anong year ito pinirmahan. Okay? As you can see, starting from the affiant signature, this one, down to the line that reads subscribe and sworn to, this one, subscribe and sworn to, before me, and all the way to the bottom, including the page number and the series window 2025, that entire section is covered by the jurat. So this one, ito lahat. Meanwhile, the section above with the phrase in witness whereof, this one, in witness whereof is an example of an acknowledgement signed by the affiant. Sino nga yung affiant? Siya yung nag-execute ng affidavit. And that will be our next topic for discussion. Okay, what is an acknowledgement. Okay, acknowledgement, it refers to a notary acknowledgement, which is critical element that validates the authenticity and legality of the document. Question, sir, is the signature of an affiant also considered an acknowledgement? The answer is yes, because when you sign an affidavit, you are also acknowledging the truthfulness of everything stated in it. By signing, you become legally bound and responsible for those statements. And if any false information or misrepresentation is found, you may be held liable for the crime of perjury. The difference lies in the rules involved. You, as the affiant, make and sign the statement, while the notary public serves as the official who validates your affidavit by administering the oath and witnessing your signature. Next, punta tayo sa purpose ng acknowledgement. Ito, number one, acknowledgement in an affidavit involves a notary public certifying that the individual signing the document has acknowledged that they signed it voluntarily. So, hindi pinipili talaga, voluntarily, and that the contents are true to the best of their knowledge. This means that an acknowledgement serves as a certification confirming that the document or affidavit was truly executed by the affiant. Keep in mind, as I mentioned earlier, an affiant can also acknowledge their statement by simply affixing their signature on the document or affidavit before a notary public. As you notice, in the sample affidavit shown earlier, after the affiant statement, there is a portion that reads, "In witness whereof, I have hereunto affixed my signature this day of 2025, no? Then the place and the province." This statement signifies an acknowledgement by whom? By an affiant who will sign that particular document or affidavit. Number two, it serves to verify the identity of the person signing the document and ensure that they are aware of and understand the content of what they are signing. So it's very important that before signing any document or affidavit, you fully understand all its contents. You shouldn't just sign without knowing what you are agreeing to. You might unknowingly implicate yourself in something serious. Always remember to carefully read and review a document before signing it to avoid mistakes and legal consequences. Okay? Next is the components of an acknowledgement. An acknowledgement typically includes, you take note, the date, this one, the date, the name of the person signing the document. Sino yan? This is referring to the affiant's name or to the notary public. Then the notary public information. This includes his license number as a notary public and the validity when it expires. A statement about the signer acknowledging the document voluntarily. This is the short statement na pinakita ko na kanina, yung may in witness whereof, no? Para sa affiant yun, na in-acknowledge na yung signature niya in the presence of a notary public. And sworn to before a notary public. So, yun. The acknowledgement section usually states that the signer appeared before the notary, declared that they signed the document of their own free will, and understood its contents. Next is punta tayo dun sa legal implications. Okay, an acknowledgement in an affidavit carries legal weight and ensures that the document is admissible in court or other official capacities. It signifies that the person signing the document is aware of the implications of their statements and has affirmed them under oath. In other words, an acknowledgement in an affidavit gives the document legal authority and makes it acceptable in court or official proceedings. It confirms that the person signing understands the meaning and consequences of their statements and willingly affirms them under oath. Okay. Next is punta tayo doon sa validity and recognition. Notary acknowledgement are essential for legal documents like affidavits, contracts, deeds, and other agreements. The acknowledgement section is usually signed by the notary public, who affirms that the person signing the document did so willingly and with full understanding. In other words, notary acknowledgements are important because they make legal documents like affidavits, contracts, and deeds officially recognized. The notary signs an acknowledgement to confirm that the person signed the document willingly and understood its contents. Okay, how about attestation? What is the difference between attestation and acknowledgement? Is an attestation being also an acknowledgement? Let's clarify this because attestation and acknowledgement are related but different legal acts. Okay, we will define what is attestation. Okay, on the screen is the example of acknowledgement, no? Hindi ko pala na next ang slide kanina. So that is the example of acknowledgement. Acknowledgement in a form of attestation. So this is now the example. Okay, let's define what is attestation. Attestation means witnessing the signing of a document and then signing it yourself as a witness to confirm that you saw the person sign it. It's a way of verifying that the person personally signed the document in your presence. Now, it's just like, for example, in a last will and testament. Witness attests to the signing of the will by the testator. In other words, attestation means you're witnessing the document being signed by the affiant. This can be done also during the affidavit taking process, no? Where the investigator on case who prepares the affidavit can also act as a witness and attest to the affiant's signature at the end of the document. So, parang ganito ang example niya, no? Doon sa attestation. Mamaya, malalaman natin kung ano talaga yung kaibahan ng attestation at saka acknowledgement. But usually, ang attestation is, ang magsasign dito is para siyang witness doon sa affiant na nag-execute ng isang document or affidavit. Okay? So, okay. So, ganito yon, no? In other words, attestation means you're witnessing the document being signed by the affiant. Tandaan niyo yan. No? And this can be done also during the affidavit taking process. Yun ang sinabi ko rin. Sinabi ko kanina. No? In summary, we will highlight its key differences. So, on the screen is their key differences. Ayan. When we say jurat, it involves an oath or affirmation regarding the document truthfulness signed in the notary's presence. So, itong jurat, ang pipirma dito is sino? It is the notary public. Okay? Ang acknowledgement naman, no? It confirms the voluntary signing of the document, no? And does not require an oath and can be signed outside the notary's presence. Pwede naman ang acknowledgement kasi ganito. After you executed an affidavit, for example, no? Kalimitan kasi ang magpe-prepare ng affidavit kung pupunta ka sa isang police station is the investigator, no? After drafting that affidavit, the investigator will let you sign or will let the affiant sign that particular affidavit. No? For example, affidavit of complaint or witness. And then, kasi doon sa police station, wala pa naman doon yung notary public, yung document na yon is dadalhin doon sa notary public para panotaryuhan, no? Para magkakaroon ng notarization. So, si investigator naman, in the last portion doon sa affidavit, mayroon din siyang pipirmahan. At yung pipirmahan doon ng investigator, yun na ang tinatawag na attestation. No? Kaya sinasabi diyan is about, no, attestation is about witnessing the act of signing. To put it simply, a jurat is for when the affiant swears to the truth of their statement. An acknowledgement confirms they signed the document willingly. And an attestation means someone witnessed the affiant signing the document. So, yun ang kaibahan ng tatlo, no? Pag jurat, sino ang magsasign? It is the notary public. And it is the affiant who will acknowledge his signature voluntarily, willingly before a notary public. And then, the investigator, pwede siyang mag-attest doon sa last portion as witness na yung affiant mismo ang nag-execute ng document na yon. And then later, that particular document will be notarized by a notary public. Okay? So, that concludes our topic for this episode. I hope you now have a clear understanding of what a jurat, an acknowledgement, or attestation are. As an advance notice regarding your final compliance, no, we will be shifting to the preparation of an inquest case. No, it is not an inquest case, but it is a regular filing of case, no, for the crime of murder. We will continue working on the same type of incident you handled in your CDI 5 subject, the murder case. This time, we'll enhance your previous documents by adding the necessary templates. No? For your research assignment, no, kung makikita nyo sa screen, please search for and print the following templates for a murder case. No? Nandyan, affidavit of complaint, affidavit of state witness, kasi doon sa scenario yung ginawa, so sa DS5 subject natin is mayroong state witness, then affidavit of witness, yung dalawang nagwalis-walis doon, kukunan yung affidavit of witness, no, additional templates of post-mortem examination report, then prosecution resolution, information for murder case, also include the template for the waiver of Article 125 of the RPC, because this case will follow a regular filing procedure, no? And then you already have a grouping assignments. So, nasend na yun sa GC. First group, no? Katamko group, no? Yung group ni Katamko, sila ang mag-prepare ng complaint, including the waiver. Then second group of promiscual will prepare the counter affidavit, witness affidavits, and other supporting documents in response to the murder case. So, ibig sabihin, yung group ni Katamko, siya yung victim. Sila yung complainant. Sila din yung magpe-prepare ng mga documents. Okay? Then sa Ramiscal naman, ang group ni Ramiscal, sila yung sa respondent na side. So, ang gagawin na Ramiscal, ika-counter nila yung complaint ni Katamko. And then the third group, which is the group of Isidro, will act as the prosecution and prepare the information and resolution to be filed in court, no? Including the warrant of arrest. So, meron kayong division of labor doon sa mga documents na i-prepare niyo. Once everything is completed, each student must have a personal copy of the entire set and compile it into a case folder. So, hingi na lang kayo ng mga templates. Pero bago mangyari yan, no, lahat ng mga ginagawa nyo, nagagawin yung documents, no, i-check natin yan. I-correct natin yan isa-isa. Hanggang makabuo kayo ng isang case folder. Okay? So, good luck, criminology students. Stay focused, stay motivated, and continue doing your best in every activity. Thank you and God bless.